I've stopped talking to my friends about my relationship problems. Why is that? Doesn't that sound like a really weird thing to do? Because isn't that what they're there for, to support us and to help us? But actually, it worked out the opposite. Because when I was in my shitty as hell marriage, what I would do is I would go off and unpack to my friends and get drunk with them or talk to them and, oh my God, you wouldn't believe it. And then he did this and then he did that. And oh my God. And it was just so bad. And they would be like, no, God, that's awful. What a shit. Oh my God. Yeah. And all this. And they would sympathize with me and they would support me. And it would sort of take the pain away. And then I would go back into the marriage. And I did that all the time. Do you find that you do that? Do you find that when you're in somewhere really shitty, a shitty job, a shitty relationship, a shitty situation, that when you go talk to your friends, you feel better? So I want to say, don't do that. What would happen if you didn't allow yourself to feel better for a millisecond? And instead you just sat in the place where you were and thought, wow, this is shit. And got that absolute clarity of how fucking horrible it was where you were today. It took me, my son pointing out to me that we were in a desperate, dangerous situation before I did anything about it. But I learned. I now am so clear to myself, to others, to whoever, about exactly where I am. I don't lie about what's real. Whether it's how much money I've got or what I'm doing or where I am or if I feel successful, I don't lie about it. Because what are you going to do about it? If I feel in a particular way and I'm in a particular way, meh, I'm not ashamed of it. I get on stage and talk about how many times I've failed. Like, what am I waiting for? Judgment? Screw that. My opinion of me is much more important than someone else's opinion of me. So what if you made one commitment? Look with absolute clarity at your life and just don't bloody lie about it at all to yourself. Sit down every day and go, wow, my life is shit because. And you keep looking at it with absolute clarity. Do you know what happens? It forces you to look at the reality of what it is without actually sitting there and thinking of things to be grateful for outside of that. And am I saying don't be grateful? Of course, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying don't lie to yourself about where you are. Because I promise you, the biggest change will come from seeing so clearly where you are, so clearly saying, okay, this is a red flag with this guy. This is a terrible thing that's happening to me at work. Once you see that clearly, then start to ask yourself, what could I do about this? Because until you ask yourself clearly, you can't do something about it. And going and whining to my best friend did not help me with any of that. I had to stop and think, I am in this space. What am I going to do about it? Only then did I find solutions to get the hell out of where I was.